everyone's always talking about, let me help you monetize your audience, let me help you do this, let me help you do that, especially with content creators these days. And I know if you're a content creator, you hate this shit because these guys are blowing up your fucking DMs every fucking day, telling you to monetize your audience, like, hey, we can make you 50,000, we can make you 60,000, without actually telling you what and how they can do that. So here is a quick, simple diagram and whiteboard thing I made just to quickly show you exactly how this is possible. So the main thing is the 3 pillars of a successful info community are high converting traffic, a dialed in sales process, and an amazing product. Let's talk about a high converting traffic. Pretty much they're reaching out to you because you either have an Insta following, have a TikTok following, have a YouTube following, or they've seen your paid ads. To have high converting traffic, you just need to be pushing millions of views, whether that's Insta Reels, nurturing people through Insta Stories, using TikTok, even using YouTube long form, or even paid ads. Once you have this, you can actually go ahead and you're able to find the audience in which you can actually sell to. Step 2 in the process is the dialed in sales process. Normally, these people or these growth operators aren't telling you what a dialed in sales process is. A dialed in sales process normally involves a closing script. Right now, these days, everyone is out here using ManyChat. I'm sure you've seen this, and a lot of people don't know how to use this correctly. ManyChat is just an automation in which to start off your sales process. That's about it. Nothing else. Most people are running their whole text messaging off of ManyChat, and what this does is this kills an audience engagement. Ideally, what you do is you start off with a ManyChat automation, and then you'd still attach that onto a good closing script. In this sales process, you need to have a genuine care and concern for your future customers. You have to actually empathize with them. You have to acknowledge them. You have to understand their problems. Because why would someone buy from you if you don't even understand them? Now, these are the 2 main basics that most people talk about. What people don't even consider is the use of DM closers or mobile phone closers. Once you start involving closers, especially phone closers, your closing rate is going to skyrocket if done right. Now, where can you find these people? There's a website called closerify.com, or you can even find people from Closer Cartel, which is Luke Alexander's program, in which he actually creates these closers for you who understand sales, who can help you, so you don't need to know a good sales process. After you have a team of closers with a good script and a genuine care for their customers, you should see your closing rate go up, resulting in a dialed-in sales process. Finally, the last thing that we need in any sales process is constant feedback. Now, this constant feedback can come from either a sales manager at the start of the day going over the numbers, looking at the analytics, that's whether the conversation started, DM closes offered, and then sales completed. You can track all these numbers and analytics per DM closer or per phone close call that is completed, just to actually show you how to improve your sales process. Because finally, it's just a numbers game. For example, let's bring this all the way over here. If you're pulling 1 million views each week, and of that, 10% convert to DM you, that 10% equals 100,000 people. Now, if you have a dialed-in sales process, what this can look like is most closers can close roughly 20 to 40%, while excellent closers can close somewhere between the 60 to 70%. If you're converting 20 to 40% of that 100,000 people, what that results in is you result in roughly 20K to 40K people closed. And then if you're doing the higher one, you'll get roughly 60K to 70K people closed. Now, with a number like this, where 60 or 70,000 people are watching, the ticket price for this would probably come down to anywhere from $1 to $5. But even though it's $1 to $5, what actually happens is, let's say we have 60K. You result in $60,000 up to $300,000, which is ridiculous amounts of money for the everyday person, but not too crazy for a business. And however, if we then take the same 20K low end, what this can result is you'll be having close to 20,000 cash collected each week, up to $100,000 cash collected each week. Now that's pretty much like what the conversions would look like, and you kind of understand what the sales process looks like. So let's dial it back in. So now we know that the 3 pillars of a successful info community is the high converting traffic, the dial-in sales process, and the use of constant feedback. Now that you've got people interested, you've actually converted this closed interested people, what then? Where do they go to? Obviously, they're going to join your info community, and this is where an amazing product is needed. Ideally, when someone joins a community, it would be great if they have an intro video showing them around the community and thanking them for joining, consistent and nice branding, so the product actually looks that it's a high quality. Examples of products that actually have this are such as Nike, McDonald's. You see the color and you know exactly where you are and what you're buying. Having an active community is something else that is very important. To do that, what you can do is you can have client success managers actually checking in with clients just to ensure that they're getting the most out of it. You can also have coaches for various topics to explain further. On top of that, what you actually need is these learning modules. What happens is once people watch these learning modules that you've created, and if they've been about the topics that the clients or the customers are actually interested in, they're actually genuinely going to watch this. And to add on to this, you should do one-on-one calls and then group coaching calls. What this does is if anyone has any questions during the learning modules, they can actually come in and ask it in the one-on-one and group coaching call. And as a bonus that a lot of people don't do is a 24/7 support channel. A 24/7 support channel sounds like it's unnecessary, but what this does is in the customer's eyes or in the student's eyes in your info community, it shows them that you are there for them 24/7 to answer all their questions. You could have a VA on this where you can roughly outsource to the Philippines for $2 an hour, like $2 an hour. And what that does is they'll stay there checking in with all the 24/7, checking in as soon as anyone leaves a query or a ticket request, and then they can then pass this off to the coaches or pass this on to the client success managers who can actually reach out to the student and answer their specific question. So now that you understand the 3 pillars of a successful info community, what next? How do you hit crazy numbers that Eddie Cumberbatch is doing? How do you hit crazy numbers that Hamza is doing for his community? How do you actually do that? What you need to do next is something that not a lot of people know about. It all comes down to product market fit. So in essence, product market fit pretty much entails it's a product or a service that your audience actively use, buy, and find helpful to fix or solve a problem in which they have. Now this could be, let's say you have a house and each day it rains. But the worst part is you have your car parked over here. If someone came and told you, hey, I can build a path or a sheltered covering so you can actually walk to your car each day, what would you say? Most likely you would say, fuck yes, take my money and give me the product, because this is a problem that this person has. The problem is they're going from their home to their car every day and it rains and they get wet. What the product is, it's this shelter which keeps them safe from the rain. And as such, you have found product market fit. Now, ideally with an info community, that takes a little bit more time to find, because you need to come back over here and realize that the content you push out is going to affect the customers you bring in, your sales process and how the script is going to affect the customers that convert, and finally the product. The product is the most important thing. You're going to have to keep going in and fixing up. The branding can stay pretty consistent. You're going to have to focus mainly on keeping the community active, making sure the learning modules are proper and updated with each bit as it keeps progressing down the line. And then finally, also asking relevant questions and answering that in the one-on-one calls and the group coaching calls. So hopefully that explained everything that's needed to run a successful info community based on the 3 pillars, and also what product market fit is.